And we're live on a Saturday night. I guess. Whenever it gets to you, right? What's up, everyone? I am the hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed. Get a pen and paper out. Earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger of God, the first child of God, God created in the feminine form with no limitations. Reincarnated here for your pleasure, I am the Lilith, the goddess of the moon that rules over your mind and your emotions, making me your spiritual psychoanalyst, and the Holy Spirit that walks the earth. What's up, what's up? In order to keep up with me, you had to catch what I posted on my community page. I don't know if you watched yesterday's videos. I don't care. I'm at this morbid place. I get there when I do these paradigm shifts where I realize I'm so far away from you. Why am I even talking to you? My job is to record everything for everybody to, study and wonder for the rest of their fucking lives. I wonder why I call you bitch. Anyways, sorry. I just get to these places. It's like, why waste my breath? Why waste my breath? I did an hour teaching this morning before I went out into the world, and none of it had audio. And really pissed me off because it was a long-ass teaching. About what? Fighting your fears. And that's all I ever teach. I got a good teaching out of it. I learned a new way to teach you. I realized the synchronicities of what was going on. I saw Mac this morning, and he was on an interview talking about fighting fears. Then Russ came out yesterday in some goofy-ass fucking hair product video talking about fighting fears. And then NF has a fucking 6-track album that he's dropping called Fear. So I got a download to teach you how to fight your fears, which I read all of these cards in full detail, and I taught you magic to them. I'm not going to spend another hour doing that. You tap into the moon for your intuition and your emotions. The moon is receiving information. Receiving information and reflecting on information. You tap into the sun to take action. One is about reception, one is about action. So we stepped into a very action-driven force, and we've already been there because we've been studying the Emperor and what it means to be in the fullest level of action-taking. As soon as I pulled these cards, I felt that we were in some type of Leo energy, obviously for the lions. Leo is the representation of the solar plexus, which is exactly where we're talking about your solar energy. It's your virtues. It's where your self-confidence and drive comes from. Without that, you don't aspire to do anything. Yeah, it's your God force. Seeing as most of you are not tapped into God and the world has beat you down, you don't really have a force within you to push to do anything more than what's required of you. That's fine. I started a huge conversation again. I had this conversation with men of my age and older before I started this video, and I asked them what they were afraid of. Naturally, men like to say they're fearless, so right away, I knew what the real fear is. What are you guys afraid of? People. You're not afraid of things, you're afraid of people. Simplistically put, and I made lots of parables and lots of stories to bring this down. I'm going to shorten this story as much as I can into maybe 20 minutes instead of an hour. If you were to have a coming to Christ moment, a midlife crisis, and decide that you want to move away and start a new life somewhere else, you can't do that. You would have to go and face a council of people to tell them about your new idea. And those people would hold you back from this. Not because they think that you're going to fail, but because what they would lose if you were to make a change in your life. You have to take all consideration for the people around you when making any decision you ever make. which in essence makes you powerless to the people around you, and they are who you fear. When you set out to make a decision, you cannot make a decision without consulting such people and taking their feelings into consideration. So their happiness comes before yours. They have power over your decision making. You cannot let them down based on whatever contracts you have to such people, and that's what it is. I told a long story about my first ex-husband, and I'm going to shorten that story. His mother got remarried. The new husband got a job offer in Northern California. The family was getting ready to go. My ex-husband, at the age of like 13 or 14, did not want to go. He refused to go. They're packed up. They have to go. He did not go with them. They had to go. He decided to stay and live in the streets of San Diego. Then he plays victim to living in the streets of San Diego, that she abandoned him. No, you chose of your own free will not to capture this new life that the rest of the family were called to. Just want to show you that. There are all those people that don't want to go. And you do have to consider, take everybody into consideration, but that's what it is. You have to, all your decisions are based on the family or whoever you answer to, right? So as far as your fears, I want to talk about who are you afraid of disappointing or letting down. Write that down on a piece of paper. Who are you afraid of disappointing or letting down? Now, when I asked the question to a gentleman, he said, I guess I'm just afraid of letting myself down. I said, well, then you've already put an expectation on yourself based on whatever someone told you. You have to live up to this standard that has been put in your mind. They told you who you had to be in order to be acceptable and good. So you can't let them down because they are who lives inside of you. They told you. You don't live by your own understanding, but that of what people told you. Yes? Yes. So this is very self-reflecting of the fact is, who are you afraid of? Not what, but who. You're afraid of people. And what I realized, it's the people closest to you that you're afraid of. They have dominion over your life. You can't let them down. You can't disappoint them. You can't go against them. You can't free think and make your own decisions without consulting them, and what they say goes. In the spiritual world, we call those karmics. All those people are called karmics, whether that be your job, your best friend, your fucking children, your spouse, your mother, your brother, whoever they are. These people are karmics. They are your karma. They keep you locked in a perpetual place of lacking growth, I should say. They keep you locked in hell. They're your karma. And until you can face them and take back your power, they are your karmics. And that's just what it is. For some people, it's something like, Lewis Hamilton. He lives up to the standard of everybody else, and he has a contract behind it. Some of you have marriage contracts, some of you have leases, some of you have work contracts. That's what we call a karmic contract, meaning you took this on as karma. This is hell that you have to learn through this person, place, or thing. So, when somebody calls your closest person to you karmic, they're telling you that this person is in your life as your karma. They're not your blessing, they're your karma. They're here to teach you hard lessons. And until you learn them, you stay locked in your karma with your karmic relationships. You adhere to the roles that were put on you. When you were born, you were somebody's son, maybe somebody's brother or sister, and that's how it started. And as you grew, you took on more roles, more responsibilities, more terms, agreements, you know what I mean, and all of that. To each individual, you play a role in their life. And with that role becomes an expectation of responsibilities and character. So if you're going to be their friend, then you have to treat them a certain way to be their friend. You have to act a certain way to be a friend. This is what it is. These are these roles you play. Welcome to the Matrix. How many roles do you play in the Matrix? Who are you to how many people? How important are you to how many people? Wonderful. But you can't let those people down. You can't make any decisions. Those people, as much as you think you're important to those people have all importance over your life. Really? Yeah. I took a whole hour breaking down all kinds of extra stories in this. Whatever. I'm going to teach you some quick magic here because that's what I do. These are my grimoires. I teach you all of the secret codes and rituals and stuff like this. So I'm going to read. I think we went straight to it, didn't we? No, being kind. I'm not going to read all of these. Face your fear is what I went to. Find the courage to take the risk, to do the things you're dreading, and watch your life and all its possibilities open up so you can soar. Everyone is scared of something. A little bit of fear is normal, in fact, and it can sometimes serve as a purpose. Fear can drive you to protect yourself, inspire caution in dangerous situations, and encourages you to act in a way that is healthier. But it can also make you overly weary, stop you from pursuing your dreams, leaving you filled with regrets when you say no to opportunities that you'd love to embrace but are too scared to try. Okay? Alright, so for this, we're gonna, some herbs for courage. Rosemary, to keep in your jacket or tucked in your hair. Pick a borage flower. Add some leaves to your salad. Drink the tea or use the flower essence. Bees love borage too. Carry some yarrow in your pocket. Add some thyme to your bath or to a pillow or some incense. Fill a satchel with some dry herbs like borage, yarrow, thyme, and rosemary, and keep a small carnelian. That can help you. Crystal helpers to help with fighting your fears are aquamarine, bloodstone, carnelian, lapis lazuli, and a tiger's eye. Okay? Let's see. More deities of determination. There's many gods and goddesses you can call for determination. Athena, Diana, Durga, Gordaferid, Hel. We were with Hel, the goddess of the underworld who leads the armies. We were working with Hel yesterday. Isis, Anana, Kali, Morgan, and Pel. Pretty much you can call on me. I don't feel like singing, God. You can also call on Apollo, Ares, Hanuma, La, Mars, or Tyre. Let's see. Consider the alternative. It can be terrifying to leave your comfort zone, but it's even scarier if you get stuck where you are, too afraid to face the things that are holding you back, and living a smaller life than you know you have the potential for. I'm seeing all the rants and raves. I went off on all of the Soul Tribe this morning because they're pathetic and I don't really want to talk about it. You know, NF is making an album about facing fears, but he's been sitting at in his home playing daddy for the last 3 years. So I don't really know what fears he could have possibly faced from his couch. And that goes to the rest of you. Facing your fears isn't jumping out of a fucking plane. It's standing up for what you believe in and speaking your truth and telling people your boundaries and walking away from things. These are the things you're scared of. Freedom is what you're scared of most. The freedom to be. I could really poke a fucking hole in your heart right now, Bobby. As much as he would have loved to, he can't do what he wants to. He's controlled. He's under the control of others. It is easy to wallow in the worries of what ifs and focus only on what could go wrong, but consider what you will lose if you give in to your fear. Make sure to catch my short tonight. I'm going to share that video. I had so many of them come in this morning. Passed over again for a promotion or a new opportunity because you didn't speak up. Missing out on love because you won't bring yourself to admit your feelings. Unable to see the world due to the fear of flying. Trapped doing something you hate after everyone else had the courage to say no. That's it. You won't say no. Go tell him. He won't say no. Yep, you're the one working this weekend because you're a douchebag. You never say no. Disappointed again because you know how well you could have handled a situation. If you just had the guts to say yes. Ponder. Do you really want to endure a life of disappointment and regret? or one scary moment. All right, so has some things to ask yourself here. What are you afraid of? What's the worst thing that could happen? What will happen if you do it? Will it hold you back from your career, from relationships or experiences? What will happen if you jump in and do it? Right? Write that down. And then it says just do it. All right, we're going to pull on some sun, right? You need some fucking take action and some solar. Let's see. Transform your life. Nope, they need more than that. Again, I posted in my community page. This was one of my first tools for the Ascension for healing. You can get it probably at Walmart on there. These are chaptered stages of healing, dude. It's one of the first ones. And there is some basic magic I'm about to teach you right here. A goal without plans is just a wish, so plot out your strategy, take action, and work hard to make it your dream. I went into more depth about manifestations and how they worked. I did a video last night on how to manifest. Let's see. When this card appears, it's a message that you need to stop procrastinating and making excuses about something in your life. So I said that earlier. It's like, I'm getting this job, so I'm preparing for it. You know what I mean? You get ready for the position. You're ready for what you've asked for. So I'm prepared for this job. I got some killer ass fucking brand new ass fucking boots. So killer. Fucking $13 today. I was so excited. And you know, that's what it is you plan for it. You see what it is to be it. I went on a fucking tangent right here. This is super funny. I want to go into this. What did it say? Maybe it was the next one. Probably the solar. Break out of your comfort zone. Focus on your goals. Alright, so I'm going to teach you how to do some magic with this. You're going to need some bath salt. You can use candula petals if you want. Lime, sweet orange, essential oils, a mix of almond or coconut oil. Right? You're going to need some lemon oil. You can do a blue or gold candle. If not, keep it to a white. Pen and paper. Alright? Prepare by soaking in a ritual bath infused with protective power of bath salts. Okay? I use the Dr. Teal's. They have all different kinds, and in them usually have most of the oils, the essential oils like lemons and sages and sandalwoods and all this. So, you're going to want to do a baptism, right? You can add the candulas if you got it. You're going to drop the lime, the sweet orange oil for a splash of motivation. When you're dry, move to your altar somewhere cozy, safe, and prepare. Now, I went in a huge tangent right there, too. So many downloads happen to me when I'm in water, when I'm submerged in water. There's so many of these men that, due to their pride, which has something to do with their mother, not letting them feel comfortable to be alone in a bathtub, because of this prideful act in their head, or whatever they see the bathtub and they can't visually put themselves in it to experience this, they are lacking one of the easiest spiritual connections that has ever been. Without your ability to put down your pride and get in that water and rebirth yourself and soak and not worry about the fact that your body is in the water, but that you're putting your spirit back into the element, you're not going to be able to experience such things. So this one tells you to dry off and to go to your altar to do the rest of the work. But you can do this from inside of the bathtub. I do these, this is what I call baptisms. I do them throughout the day where I just literally fill up the bath with some kind of ingredients and I soak in it. Now there are different times when I shower, I get up and I wash my body, but these are just about soaks. It's a spiritual soak where you lay down. You can close your eyes if you want. You can have lights on, you can have lights off. Typically a candle is best because you're setting the right intentions. You can put on music, but you put the oils in there and you sit there. This is a way to receive. You're not taking action. You're sitting there and being receptive to thoughts and feelings, visions. Intuitional information comes this way. All of these men that cannot sit in a bathtub are denied an enormous spiritual pathway out of pure pride. Really? As gay as you think it is, bro. It has nothing to do with your body and how sexy it looks. sitting down in a bathtub. That's not what's happening right now. And nobody's there to look at it. That's you viewing yourself. That's you putting too much focus on yourself and not the experience that you're about to have. You're too self-conscious to do this. You must fix this. I don't know who in your family made you so uncomfortable about taking a bath, but you need to reprogram your mind in order to have some of these spiritual connections that we do. Okay? Okay. Now, after your ritual bath infused with protected blah, 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 once you are dry, move to your altar or somewhere cozy. Sit comfortably, light the candle. Add some lemon essential oil to a vaporizer or open the bottle and inhale it deeply. Just smell some lemon oil. As you stare into the candle flame, focus on your goal. Now, this is what we call scrying. You could do it at a candle. You can do it with anything. Typically, fire is the best, and that's why I want a fireplace. Not because I need to be that warm, but because of the fire. I'm a fire witch. I love the fire. So candles are a way for me to connect back with the fire when I can't start one. Really? Anyways, and that's a way of scrying, right? So you focus your eye on an adamant object and your focus allows you to leave astrally. Okay? As you stare into the candle, focus on your goal. Get very specific about what it is you want to achieve. If you're dreaming of traveling, when and where and with who? If you hope to study, what and why and how? If you want to begin a relationship, what does that look like? How are you treated and what do you offer? Pause. This is exactly what I did all last week or the other week in those videos. I was trying to envision a home. What would it look like? How would it feel? I had to work through all of the fears of it, right? I had to work through it and envision it. This is called manifestations, where you're taking the time to see it through and make, actionable steps. If you're about to work, how do you want it to be different? Just wanting things to change is too vague. You need a precise goal and feel passionate and very clear about. Once you've pictured it, right, you know what you want, then write it out. Why? Because you need to create it. Otherwise, it just sits in your head. You have to speak your visions. If you don't speak them and your hand is connected to your throat chakra, or write them, or put them down, then you'll lose them. It's just an idea. It doesn't become real until you speak it into life. Okay? So then it can be a single word or as many sentences as you require. Or you can draw a symbol that represents it. Or sketch an entire scene. All that matters is that it's meaningful to you and represents what you want to do, not what you don't. When you're clear and grounded, burn the paper and the candle in a heat-proof dish and watch your intentions be carried out into the universe with the smoke. Again, I'm going to reiterate what I said. Yesterday I had an idea. No, it was already an idea. Now I gave it intention. I was talking to someone a week or two ago, and they're like, you know what you should do? You should do a work from home job. I was like, that's a great idea. I just took his idea. Then yesterday I was asking my son, what do you want for Christmas? He said, I want a laptop. And he reminded me of the work from home. So as soon as he did that, I went out and I grabbed my herbs and I got to work. I put my herbs together with this idea. For my house, I'm going to work from home off of my computer. I'm going to get a computer for Christmas so that I can have my job. I will get the job here and take the job there. And I sat there and I thought about it and I blew. I'm going to work from home. I'm going to work from home. And I believed it and I saw it. I saw my computer space. I saw how it worked. This morning I talked to my daughter. She has an A in computers. She knows how to work a computer. I didn't know anything, and I still don't. So that's where it was. So that's why we do it with smoke. We send our intentions in smoke. Okay? Now close your eyes and breathe in the citrusy scent of the lemon. This is where I went off. It was right here. And I'm going to do it again, but a less aggressive. Visualize your goal achieved. How do you feel when it becomes reality? What is the first sign of your success? Are you holding a diploma in your hand or your first published book? Are you standing on a stage about to sing or walk into your new office on the first day of your new job? I went on a huge tangent against Russ's girlfriend Jonica right here. And I'm going to stay very calm and keep my poise and keep the point. The point of making music is to become a performer who performs music on a stage. A singer and a songwriter, unless you're selling them to other artists, in essence is an artist, so that must mean that you're a performer and an entertainer. Jonica, I would like to know with all my heart how you're going to sell tickets to that and how you will perform. I love when my hair is done. I love when my nails are done. Being a girl is... That's the song you made, right? That's your biggest hit? Being a girl? Okay, the next part of being an artist is performing that song, your biggest hit. Have you seen yourself on stage doing this? Who are you performing this song for? And then we can go to your next song, which was what? I turned red flags into roses? Okay. Then we go on to your next song, which was what? Unfaithful or some shit? Okay, these are your songs. You're making an album. Now what comes next is you're supposed to promote that album, which would be with lots of skits and lots of, marketing. And if you're any good, you will go on a tour. And you will stand in front of crowds of people. And you will perform your art to expand your viewing. Who are you making music for, Jonica? And are you ready to stand in front of people and sing? Or are you just taught like Russ to record in a bedroom and put it on the internet? That's not an artist, my dear. To be an actual artist, you have to do all of these steps. You have to do all of these steps. Not just making goofy fucking videos and having, release parties. You have to do all these steps, my dear. You have to go out and perform your music, and you have to sell tickets, and you have to get people to know you. You're not doing any of this. And I would love to know how you're going to perform that song. Who's buying tickets to that song? I know it won't be in a club, and it won't be on a Friday or a Saturday, so what are you? Are you a book club? Why are you making music if you have no intentions to perform, to entertain? Because that's what it is. You're here to entertain us. And I could go on like I did earlier and destroy all these rappers that are far from entertaining and go on to the fact that rap is dead. It was a poetic way to tell stories on a beautiful beat. They're not talking about anything. Neither are you, my dear. You said you have 9 more songs. Okay, that would make a whole album. Wonderful. Are you going to perform it? Are you going to open at Russ's? Are you going to be, are you going to put the cup down and get your fucking mic and go out there and sing this stuff? Can you hold your songs? Can you repeat your words? Can you dance with your words? Can you interact with the crowd? Does the crowd want to hear what you're saying? You have a long ways to go, my dear. Back to the drawing board. Anyways, for the rest of you, you have to see it. You have to see what it looks like and put yourself in that place and then start taking action to do such things. Right? Right. And that's where it is. It starts with just an idea. And then you speak the idea into existence. And then you start taking action towards that. So, Jonica, by the time I was you and I had released already 4, I had already done endless amounts of fucking reels. Endless amounts of reels. And I had already made my 2 music videos. And was already booked to do my first show. Before my album released. Where are you at? Are you ready to perform this bullshit? I know you're getting lots of streams on Spotify for, the kids play. I would love to know what drunk girl is going to be in the crowd singing that bullshit. Who's your audience? Your boyfriend? Your mom and dad are proud of you. Your little sisters, your little girls from Indiana, they're so proud of you. Because you got you a white boy rapper and you made it big. I'm sorry, what? Where's your skills? What have you come to this planet to do? Parasite. Just as well, as much as she's over there, you know, she raced to the fucking town to go get, you know, take pictures with her little old school friends. You had the same Aries, fucking Wolfman, running to the fucking streets of Chile to celebrate an American holiday with a bunch of strangers in a hotel. And he didn't dress for the occasion, and he just took a bunch of pictures like, look at me with all my strange friends. You guys are just dying for any type of attention. I blame your parents. I blame your parents fully. If they would have gave you more attention, we wouldn't have to be looking at you like this. Anyways, when you guys are ready, blow out your candle, make a wish, and like it's your birthday. Because that is a piece of candle magic. Survive pagan times, and candle magic is a potent way to manifest your dreams, whatever day it is. I've spent a lot of work trying to teach you guys manifestations. You guys are just working off of imaginations. You're not getting actual downloads of direction to go. You're just going any direction that the wind may flow. So again, I'm not going to waste my time on this. I did a whole hour about this. The truth is, who's going to fight their fears? Who's going to stand up to authority? Who's going to change their life? I do this every weekend, and I see no changes. My job is just to leave it here for the next generation, because you guys are a fucking doomed generation. I'm not fearless, but I'm a warrior because of that. My fear doesn't stop me. I'm not fearless. I never say I'm fearless. I always have to stand up to people and say harsh things. I always have to stand up and say the truth. Going back to Steve's love tarot, that was a disgusting display of his hillbilly fucking redneck ass. He said some shit. He's like, oh, you might need to tell a lie. A little white lie is okay if you just got to keep the peace. No, you're a white lie. You're a white lie living in California. You're a white lie. And that was after he said, you know, somebody in the spank bank, you know, if they're married and they're just jerking off to someone else. And he applauds that behavior because that's his lifestyle. He's pouring out his lifestyle into these cards. He's a disgusting old man that's been spanking his bank to some other woman because he's comfortable in her couch. Do you have a job? Do you have any skills, or this woman pays all the bills? Anyways, going back to it, he goes on to tell his readers how it's okay to lie. That it's okay to lie. That a little white lie won't hurt nobody. Really? Tell that to the person that you lied to. You fucking liar. Once a liar, always a liar. Let me see you lie to someone on the phone and watch me walk out of your life because you're pathetic. You can't tell people the truth. You can't say, no, I don't want to hang out with you because I'm burnt out on you. You can't tell the truth. You're too afraid to tell people to their face. Pussies. Pussies. I'm tired, dude. I'm tired. I don't want to teach humans how to be spiritual today. Tomorrow's God's day and I have no choice, but I'm going to keep my energy because I'm not going to waste my time with you today. I gotta waste my time with you for 35 years teaching you how to be spiritual. With shit like this. Baby motherfucking steps like this. How am I gonna teach you how to use real magic when you can't really use your voice? It all comes out of God gave breath. God gave breath. You have no breath. The shit that comes out of your mouth. Going back to the rappers. What a waste of human space. A man, by definition of a man, with all action and authority, these men do nothing but sit on couches, running their vagina-ass mouths, and can't even stand behind the shit they say. You guys are in your 30s, 40s, 50s, Dr. Dre in his 60s. Talking about nonsense. You're talking about the fucking 80s, the 90s, and the fucking 2000s. To a bunch of fucking earth angels that don't resonate with your old way of life. Yuck. I can't wait for your guys's, you know what I mean, old age sicknesses to start taking control and, you know what I mean, just washing you off. The rotation of the generations where you just fall off for all kinds of health concerns because you didn't take care of your bodies and blah, 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 whatever that may be. Whatever it may be. You have no purpose to life. You've come here to just beg life off of people. Listen to me. Look at me. Love me. Appreciate me. Hear me. Be about me. All right, we've had enough of you. Go away. Really? Yeah. Yeah. You're dead. You're a dead breed that just keeps holding on and sucking the life out of the new generation of life. And that's to all of you. I don't care how old you fucking are. Kim Kardashian down to 25-year-old little Jonica over there. You are constantly searching the fucking internet for the newest thing, which is coming from an 11-year-old. You want to be hot on TikTok with the 12-year-olds. You want to go to the MTV Music Awards with the 20-year-olds. You think you qualify to be part of their generation. Your time has come and passed. Are you going to do anything more with your life? Or can you just die, please? To the rest of you with no creativity, work until the body gives out. We need our workers. We need our working ants. We need the sweat of your brow and your back-breaking work to keep this whole thing running. We need you to serve hamburgers. We need you to dig ditches. We need you to clean toilets. We need you to bend over backwards for our society to work. You are our working ants, and please don't give up. We need you to never inspire to be anything more than that paid ant pushing those boulders for the rest of our success. We really need you to stay in that matrix and live up to that little roll on your paycheck that says you're so-and-so. We need you to be so-and-so for the rest of your life. Fucking losers. Anyways, I really am not inspiring you. I'm really just telling you to just stay where you are and die. Really, today, yes. Because you don't have it in you. I feel like I just, it's not something I can put in you. No words can inspire you to greatness. You either have greatness inside of you and you just needed a little push, or you're a great piece of shit and I'm just pushing a bunch of fucking boulders up a fucking mountain. Who am I talking to here? How many of you are going back to push your boulder on Monday morning? Keep your traditions. Keep your loyalties. Keep your commandments. Keep your peoples happy. I just want to point out, you're so pleasing to everybody else but God. He's not pleased with your behaviors. He's not pleased with your lifestyles. Nothing you do is pleasing to Him. But you go ahead and please yourself and please your family and please, just continue to do what you're doing, because that's what keeps this great world working. We need you burger flippers. We need you fucking termites that dig in the ground and build us new, we need someone to create these visions that us visionaries and our pathfinders have. We need your lack of fucking creativity to build our future. Really? Yeah, we need you slave workers. Those that have no minds of their own, that are just here. We need you to mine the gold for us. Don't worry, we'll give you a little bit. What card came out? Oh, I fell under the chair. I'm very negative on you. Again, why? God believes in you. I don't. I have no reason to believe in you. Why should I? I believe in me. I believe in the Holy Spirit, but you lack all Holy Spirit. I'm talking to a bunch of fucking humans that do what other humans say. Not what God says. Not what their heart says. Not what the divine says, but they do what other humans say. So I tell you, do what they say, and do it better, because you suck at what you're doing. Where are we at? Oh, the Hermit. Or just, you know, crawl into your cave and die. There's always that too. Hermit. That would be me. Well, told you, the energy's gone. The take action energy is gone. Now you'll just sit here for the rest of the winter watching life pass you by, wishing that, you know, wishing on a star. Waiting for that Christmas star, right? Waiting for Jesus to come, that second coming in Christ and shit. I don't know. I really don't have nothing nice to say to you. I'm all full of love and light, but not for you. I'm not giving you my love and light. There's nothing to love about your life. Your life sucks. I don't want to fake it and tell you it's any better than it is. Your life sucks, and it's going to suck tomorrow, and it's super going to suck next week, and it's going to suck for the rest of this year, and it's probably the rest of your life is going to suck until you die, because there's no change. Nothing's going to change in your life. It can only get harder, not better. Why? Because it's your mentality. You have the same mentality you always had, right? You think like your mom. You think like the institutions. You think like the church. That's what you think. When this card appears, it tells you that you're feeling a profound emptiness in your life. But now is not the moment for outward action. Instead, the Hermit advises you to withdraw from the distance of everyday world and spend some time in meditation and mature reflection. It's time to discover your life's purpose and what you really need and where you actually have to go. You can only do this if you stop long enough to listen to the quiet voice in your, of your soul within. I can tell you this. I just feel like I'm talking to amphibians, cavemen. What does that mean? What the fuck do you think it means? Reverse meaning. Hermit suggests that you have lost your way. It indicates a midlife crisis, loneliness, and isolation. Oh, poor you. You may be trying to avoid examining your situation too deeply for fear of what you might find and the changes you might have to make. You won't. You're not going to look at it, and you're not going to make any changes. Go back to wherever you came from, pussy. Go back with your tail between your legs and ask for forgiveness. And go back to your karma, go back to your hell. There's no hope for you. You don't have the right fucking mindset to get out of it. Go back. The world will eat you up. You're safer off in your fucking dungeon than you are out here in the real world. Just like every other institutionalized fucking criminal. You're stuck in your, you know what I mean, in your little box. Don't come out of there. You don't have what it takes to survive out here. You don't have God, so you inevitably are in danger. You have nothing to guide you other than your own knowing, and you don't know shit about the real world. So you're in danger. Go back home. Go back to wherever you came from, and don't leave home until you leave with God. Perhaps you're covering this up with excessive busyness and the mundane activities. Yeah, go fucking work on your car. Or go fucking get an oil change, or go fucking, you know what I mean? Do something. Put up Christmas lights or something. Keep yourself busy. Tell yourself your life is great. On the other hand, you may be so self-obsessed, spending all your time meditation or therapy or on a spiritual learning course in order to avoid engaging with the world and other people. That's me. I have no reason to engage with you. You're a waste of you're a waste. People are a waste of space, dude. They're just there to teach you a lesson. You're all karma. Is there something out there good? You're going to show me something good? I'd like to see that. If this is the case, it's time to return to the wilderness, or from the wilderness, and apply your knowledge to do some good. Well, I'm coming out to get a job and be part of, humanity in the best way that I can, but just minimally. I'll smile and I'll wave and I'll be a good, jolly person, and I will dance to the music, and, that's what I will do. But as far as the rest of you, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's just the fucking truth. You don't have what it takes. I'm not going to deny this anymore. I'm not going to tell you you have the ability to change your life when I know you don't. I know how I got here. And how I got here was a voice in my heart that everybody said I was crazy. Without you having that voice in that heart, you're just fucking crazy, losers. Those are voices in your fucking head. I know exactly how I got here. I followed that voice in my heart, from beginning to end, and now that voice is louder than any other voice in this world. You don't have a heart. And the first voice that you hear of your heart is it screams of pain and agony and suffering, neglect, abandonment, shame, regret, embarrassment, all the fucking abuse, mental, physical, emotional, verbal abuse you've taken. Your heart screams in pain of what has been done to it. But you don't want to hear that. So you turn on your headphones and you have a beer and you go back to whatever the fuck you was doing. Go back to it. You have no heart. You have no soul. You don't hear the cries of it. You don't answer it. You don't hear its pain. You don't hear its... And how can you have joy when you can't hear the pain? You're a liar. Bunch of liars. Anyways, go back to your room, is what that says. Stay in your room. Stay alone by yourself. You're a problem. Stay there until it finishes, until God's done, until the end of your time. Stay where you are. Are you using reverse psychology? No, I'm being honest with you. Stop even bothering. Stop pretending that you want to when you don't even. It's just an imaginary idea to someone like you out there. Wouldn't it be cool? Yeah, it's just a thought. Go back to work, and when you're having your lunch break and you're like, wouldn't it be cool? That's the limit of it. That's the limit of it. Remember where you will live. You don't live in the cool. For me, this is the end. This is the end as we know it. This card is perfect harmony and happiness as you connect to the universal flow of life, bringing health and vitality. It marks a great achievement, never a small one, accomplished by right action, patience, and wisdom. All that you have striven for is yours. The understanding gained through this experience may be used to help others, and your inner purpose aligns with your outer life. I mean, all I can do is tell you. I'm not gonna care. It's fucking gibberish to people like you. You'll never get this. Though one cycle has completed, another is about to begin. The universe is in a constant dance of change and fluctuation, movement, decay, and renewal. Well, there's that going on, of course. We closed all these chapters. I don't feel like I have an active twin flame cord anymore. Really? I don't feel like I have any more cords to them. That's a good feeling. Talk about full fucking peace. Really? Yeah. I don't think there's nothing drawing me to, I need to get close to you and we need to talk. No? I don't feel that at all. If anything, I feel like, we're done. Thank you. Nice knowing you. See you next time. Maybe never. Reverse meaning, because I don't plan on incarnating again. Unless you make it to the stars, I'll never see you again. Suggesting that, reverse suggests that you often come close to completion, but lose focus and take the easier path, fail, or abandon the project altogether. That's what I said. You guys can't follow through. That's what all that was. It was talking about taking action. But we went through it, and then it went back to just sit with your thoughts. It's not like you're ready to actually move on anything. You don't feel the spirit moving you. This can apply to your spiritual life as well as your mundane. Ask yourself what fear or blockage causes you to choose failure. Yeah, what made you the failure you are? How come you're such a loser, Russ? Who made you this loser? Who made you this loser, Marshall? Oh, I'm sorry, you're a winner? You fucking loser. Who made you this way? Whose fault is it, Bobby, that you're such a fucking loser? Is it your first wife? Is it your baby mama? Is it your mother? Is it your father? Who made you this loser? Who's to blame? Who do I blame for who you are?
Why are you looking for someone to blame?
Oh, so there's no one to blame. It's you, huh? You're the loser? Anything worthwhile is not achieved without dedication, patience, challenge, hardship, and courage. This is the end. Realistically, yeah. I'm going to change my approach on teaching. This always happens when I go through one of these shifts. I get so pulled away from humanity, I can't even fathom the idea you're going to put me back down there with them assholes today. Please don't make me go down there with them assholes. What's the outcome, God? How am I going to get out of here? Temperance. Damn it. Sagittarius. Moderation. Balance. In a reading, temperance indicates that you've been through a difficult time, but the card is for forgiveness, blessings, and healing if you're willing to allow it. I guess, if you're in that place. Now is not the time for outward action. Instead, you should be still. Well, I mean, I did all kinds of shit. What else am I supposed to do? Reflect and absorb the lessons you've been giving. That's all I've been doing. I sit back, dude, God sends me out there, I do all kinds of shit in a week, and then I sit back and like, what the fuck was that all about? And then I look at everything I did and what I learned from it, and dude, I'm at such a place of completion. Jesus Christ, I can't even explain what it means to be just whole. It took a long time to remember myself. And not Lisa, but my soul. That's what it was about, a soul recognition, right? You know, recognizing my soul. I had this premonition earlier this morning, this vision, where I meet Gary. And I'm telling Gary over 3 times before he starts to speak to me. He's excited to see me, but I have to keep telling him before he opens his mouth. I am Lilith. Know to which you speak. I am Lilith. Do not expect me to act any certain way. I am Lilith. I am God's untamed feminine power. I have this meeting where I have to remind him because people get caught up in my skin, but he has to know the spirit to which he speaks. Most of you don't. Who gives a fuck what you think you're talking to? I think you're talking to a person. Am I talking to a person? Who's inside there, bro? Can I talk to the person behind the mask? Can I talk to something other than your brain? Full of all these great thoughts and words that, and language given to you by, whoever the fuck raised you? Temperance represents a connection to your higher self and your spiritual purpose. My flesh is nothing. My spirit is the most important spirit to ever walk this fucking land during this time. And it's hidden in the guise of a nobody. For my own protection. Right? Hidden in plain sight, the Holy Spirit. It took me, I would say, maybe a year to pull down my higher self into my being. It took me at least the last year and a half to release my higher self freely through this being. The purpose of the awakening is for you to listen to your heart and reach for your higher self, which is your soul. Become your soul once again. And let your soul take over this trip, instead of your fucking mind leading you into destruction. You are connected to a soul that's trying to guide you. But since you don't listen to your heart, you don't listen to your soul. You must begin this process by abjuring extremes and by pursuing right action all circumstance, which may involve not acting at all. Temperance reverse suggests that you've been acting inappropriately without considering the consequence, going from one extreme to another. You may benefit from visiting a healer or counselor who will help you understand what changes you need to make in order to find your greater purpose or lasting happiness. You need someone to guide you. You need professional help, is what this is saying. Thoughts and emotions can manifest as a physical illness. Illness arises from misdirected life force, but disease has no energy except for what it derives from you. Healing is brought about by lessons of temperance, by allowing the life force to flow freely instead of directing it towards self-destruction. So, your physical illnesses are your emotions that you've suppressed. And they get bigger. As time goes by, it's just like a rotting egg inside. It starts to fucking, you know what I mean? It gets worse, and it gets worse, and it gets worse, and it spreads to other areas until it becomes the black mass that you call cancer. Mr. Plum got cancer out of nowhere. I didn't finish that story. They told him he had like 6 months to live. He went and spent all of his money, and then he came back to start the treatment. He's been cancer-free for about 27 years. Mind you, he blew all his money. He thought he was going to die. He blew all his 401k, all of it. He went and he thought he was going to die, so he spent all his money. He lived up free. He did all these great things, and then he came back to start the fight. And then he lived. He's the only person I've ever known that hasn't died from sepsis. That's how my mom died. He got sepsis one winter, not last one or the one before. Sepsis is poison that runs through your body. It's actually your waste, and it gets into the bloodline. And because of what it is, they can't get it out of the bloodline. There's no way to filter that. He is the only person on God's green earth that I know. There may be other stories that they healed it. It spreads and it's all in your bloodline, and it suffocates your blood and you die. It's waste. It's like literally, waste. I'm not going to go into the dirtiness of what it is, but that's what happened to my mom. Her waste started pouring into her bloodline, and that's where she died. It was sepsis. She went into septic shock towards the end. Well, she was going to. They just kept her, They knew she was going to go into pain. They knew her time was limited. They couldn't reverse that. So she was going to die from it. And Mr. Plum didn't. He's cheated death on many occasions. He's not a smoker. He's not a drinker. He watches every fucking calorie and every carb. He's a diabetic. Dude, I had to convince him for his own health to start eating a half a banana for his leg pains to get him off those pills, which, he was concerned it was too much sugar. Like, dude, I promise you're not going to die from a banana. Those leg pains are going to kill you, and so are those pills. Eat a banana. So I just want to show you whatever's going on in your body comes from your mind and your heart. Really? Mm-hmm. Well, those are all major arcanas, and that's major stuff to do, and I gave you 3 major cards already. The first 3 cards were about taking action. The last 3 cards were about reflecting on the actions you've taken. Have you took any action towards change? I wish I didn't have to see you guys anymore. I wish I didn't have to watch this. Watch you guys perpetually continue to repeat your self-destructive patterns for another year. I'll keep it to a year, but I hope to God it's not longer than that. I've been watching my soul tribe and other people outside of me continue their behaviors and never change anything. And sometimes it can look at it as a reflection of I'm missing something, right? I'm not getting to them. How can I get to them? Nobody can. That's what I realized, God came to you in many forms before he sent the dark. I'm the dark goddess. What comes after me is just darkness to consume you. There's not another voice in the dark. I wouldn't say hopeless, but I get tired, and I'd rather just flush them. We'll try some new ones. These ones aren't growing. Curse the fig trees, if you will. They bear no fruit. It's not on a time, but after some time, you should see some kind of growth. There should be some kind of growth after years and years of speaking with you. You're just a fucking growth on the butt of life. You're a whole fucking hemorrhoid. A pain in society's ass. I'm looking at Marshall and I'm like, Marshall, why does your opinion matter? Did it ever? Or you just screamed it louder than everyone else? What good is your opinion for those of us out here? Why do we have to live up to your opinion or your expectation or your understanding of this world? Do you have any? Going back to Kanye or whoever else you guys might think, or, Lewis, do you have an opinion? Do you have a statement? Do you have a vision plan? Do you have a mission to speak on? Or you just want to be part of fashion? You just want to be part of music? You just want to be part of Formula One? You just want to be part? You just want to be part of the fucking of the bullshit. You want to make sure you got an invite. I don't know, guys. I know tomorrow will roll around and I'll be in, I'll catch that Monday portal and I'll be a changed person because I did the work to let go of things this week. What I let go of this week? I kicked Diana to the curb. If there was one thing, what did God make me give up? Her? No more. Stop messing with her. She's no good for you. Stand up for yourself. Cut this off and stand behind it. That's what I did. I think I made it clear. Every week I gotta surrender. I gotta cut off somebody or something. Why? Because that's the price to pay for ascension. You have to let go of an old part of you to inherit the higher self of you. If I want to keep inheriting my soul, I got to keep letting go of the flesh. Yeah? Yeah. The more I let go of the roles of this world, the more I can be the role that God gave me, which is out of this world. And as you can see, the plan is working out quite perfectly. I have a house, and I have a job, all planned out for next year for my future. I have a job here. They're going to plan. It's all working out beautifully. It's all unfolding. Because I said, or because I'm chasing? No, because I'm listening. So my daughter told me today, she's like, she's not getting along with her friends at school. She's like, I'll just have lunch by myself. I was like, I was going to change.
You called me a slut.
I don't want to talk about that. I was like, well, I was already going to change CJ's school. Do you want me to change yours too? Now, the thing about doing this is a couple of things. One, it eliminates these transportation needs because if they go to school outside of the 2-mile radius, they will take care of their transportation. It's because my kids go to school within a 2-mile radius, I'm responsible for their transportation. So that will change everything. Secondly, if I put them into the school in the neighborhood we're moving into, they have a higher chance of making connections in that neighborhood since they're already going to school with them. Thirdly, because I'm looking for alternative school for my son, you know what I mean? He won't be spending all that time out in the winter. He'll only have to go to school on certain days to turn in his work, and he can accelerate through it. You know what I mean? My daughter, more social, I don't think that's good for her. She wants the social aspect as she's already lacking it and wanting to leave school because she's not meeting it. But we can go ahead and start the implanting of, of this, the intention of it. It's just a couple of, simple steps. Well, let's get you transferred over into that school, into that neighborhood, so then you're already part of it when we move over there. And that's just what I'm doing. Get the job, get the computer and start getting it after this job is done. Try finding my, getting that work from home job while I'm here. So then I can just transfer my job over to my new home. Was this something I was planning? No. was God's plan that I was going against, but I worked through the fears, and I see that this is a good plan, and if I go through His plans, I'm at peace. So that's where I'm at. Anybody else? Do you have a plan for next year? Ew, the Ten of Wands popped up. What's under there? Death. Well, that could be good. If you let the fucking Ten of Wands die, let all this fucking oppression and all this fucking shit that you're carrying die, that could end up well. Balance yourself out. Oh no, guys, it happens to me quite when I do these heavy shifts that I just feel like I'm so far away from you and I don't even know why I'm talking to you. I end up, slowly transitioning back into Earth and feeling like one of you after a while, but not right now. You're not supposed to be like people. Spirits aren't like people. Becoming spiritual makes you less like others and more like God. You must understand that. The more you do this, the further you get away from humanity, for all the right reasons. You will become a hermit. You will learn the power of isolation. You will learn the peace behind silence. I was very social, as, the definition of a Sagittarius. I was always out and about and being part of things and seen and stuff like that. And that was just the flesh, the desires of the flesh. They cease to exist as you start to fight them. After you go through these fights, the flesh no longer tries to get it. The flesh wants happiness, so you teach it how to obtain real happiness, and it no longer desires fake things. When you show it what real things are and the everlasting of real things, it no longer chases the fake things. It wants more of the real things. Really? Yeah. Some of you just aren't ready. Some of you will never be ready. When do you know you're ready? When you feel it, bro. It's in your heart. Doesn't mean you're any less scared, and the closer you get to it, the more scared you become. Almost crying, paralyzed, if you will, shaking, as you have to stand up to that person, or send that message, or write that letter, or walk out. There's an emotional upheaval that happens when you're fighting fears. And they're not stupid shit like fucking clowns and spiders and fucking, you know what I mean? Fucking bears, snakes, bees. Which is twice as funny because those are all things of God. You fear the creatures of God. You fear God that is coming to get you. You see a spider, you think it's going to come and destroy your life. It's come to eat you. God has come to eat you, huh? That's exactly what this snake is doing here. It came just to eat your flesh. It smelt your flesh from way outside, and it's come to eat you. No, it's not. It's scared, and it's going to bite you if it doesn't find a way out. It's terrified. It didn't know it was going to see you, and it knows what you are going to do to it, so it better bite you before you bite it. It's kind of how it works. It's stupid, the shit you guys are afraid of. Going back to your fucking moms and dads and girlfriends and boyfriends and jobs and aunts and uncles, and you don't want to let your grandma down and shit. Never, bitch. Be grandma's boy. Be grandma's boy. Be grandma's boy. While you're being grandma's boy, you're not being a good son of God. It's really funny. I'm going to leave it at this. Who are you afraid of? Who controls your life? Who decides whether you stay or go? Question number 1. Question number 2 is, can you take your power back from this person? Got it? Cool. Good luck. I will see you guys on a brighter note on a Sunday fun day. Sunday fun day fun day. Today wasn't so fun.